everything. So in the Purport, Prabhupada is describing something about each of these personal attributes of the Lord. In this paragraph that I just now read, this is discussing or describing the transcendental form of the bodies of the Lord. He is unlimited person, so he has unlimited forms. But all the forms are identical with one another. This is difficult for us to conceive, that there is one person with many forms, all simultaneously existing and all identical with each other. The same person. But he is present as Rama, Narasimha, Varaha, Krishna, Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, all identical. One Supreme Lord. But he is present in many different forms. This is actually a opulence of the Lord, that you cannot limit him to just one form. Neither he becomes split personality when he expands or when he is present in many forms. He is still the same person, still the same Supreme Lord. His qualities or his activities or his powers do not reduce when he expands, when he is present in many forms. And these forms are not temporary forms, they are all eternal forms. So we cannot understand in our present condition what is the actual nature of this form of God. So what we should do is, we should simply hear on the authority of the Srimad Bhagavatam, on the authority of the great devotees, on the authority of the Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, we simply hear. And while hearing, we try to keep aside all our material conceptions. Material conception of a form means a form is a limitation. Transcendental form means there is no limitation. Transcendental form of Lord. There is no limitation. So the form actually has got unlimited power, unlimited varieties, unlimited love, unlimited qualities. But still, the form is something which, when it is revealed, it becomes known to the devotee and it may appear like an ordinary form. Just like the form of Krishna. Now Krishna appears in Vrindavan like a cowherd boy. So people may think, is this a form of God? Cowherd boy? Even big devatas, including Brahma, they will doubt whether this is the form of God or it is the form of somebody else. So Brahma knew that actually that form of Krishna as cowherd boy is actually God's form. But still he wanted to test. So he performed one trick. He used his mystic power. Brahma's mystic power is among the greatest in this material world. So Brahma used his mystic power. What is the power of Brahma's mystic power? Any example you can think of? Brahma demonstrates his mystic power sometimes. No example you can think of? Of course, while testing Krishna, he used his mystic power. That you all know. But any other example? When Hiranyakashipu was doing tapasya, what did Brahma come and do? He sprinkled some water. Hiranyakashipu's body was eaten away by ants. They were reduced to bones. The skin, the flesh, everything was finished. Just he sprinkled some water and Hiranyakashipu's body became fully reconstructed. Full luster. So that is Brahma's mystic power. That is Brahma's mystic power. Brahma gave Hiranyakashipu the boon that you will not die in the day or night. You will not be killed by human. You cannot be killed by human. You cannot be killed by devata. You cannot be killed by asura. You cannot be killed by any insect or reptile or animal. Hiranyakashipu became very powerful. So that is Brahma's mystic power. That is Brahma's mystic power. It is very powerful. That Brahma is trying to see who is this covered boy, trying to test who is this covered boy. So what did he do? What did Brahma do to test Krishna? First he took away the calves which Krishna had brought for grazing, along with the other covered boys who also brought calves for grazing. And they were a big number. They were not small number, okay? Very big number. Number is not mentioned in the Bhagavatam. They were a very big number. Chaitanya Charitamrita made an idea of number. I'll tell that later. So Brahma used his mystic power, and while Krishna was enjoying his lunch with the other covered boys, that time Brahma took away the calves. He stole away. And suddenly one of the cowherd boys is seeing, oh, the calves are not there. Where they were gone? Not even one is visible. So they all started panicking. So Krishna knows what is happening. But just to play along with Brahma, Krishna told the cowherd boys, don't worry, you continue eating your lunch, I'll just go look around and bring them back. They just strayed away, they just gone away, looking for some fresh grass here and there. They just gone away. So Krishna went away, apparently searching the calves. Meantime, when Krishna had gone away, Brahma came a second time and took away the cowherd boys. What did Brahma do? He put those calves into a sleeping condition and took them away. Next he put the boys into a sleeping condition and took them away. And he is hiding them and coming back and see what is happening. So you can imagine how powerful is Brahma. Brahma's mystic power, so powerful. He can put them to sleep and hide them, and such a big number. They were a very big number, not a small. He's coming back and seeing all the common boys and the calves are as they are. So Brahma is beautiful. He is using his mystic power to test Krishna, but Brahma became beautiful. And he is trying to see whether the cowherd boys and calves are the same or they different. And Brahma is seeing there the same, identical. So then he thought for a moment that Krishna has somehow done used some other mystic power and brought them back from where Brahma had hidden them. But actually Brahma could see that there are two sets, not one set. Two sets of cowherd boys and calves, all identical. So he has hidden them, they are there, and here Krishna is also having. So how was this possible? Brahma is thinking, how is it possible? And not only that, because a yogi can expand himself into some number of forms, up to 9 or 10 forms. And all forms will look identical with the yogi. But the yogi's mystic power is such that if in one form he lifts his hand, all the 9 forms, the hand will be lifted. It's like television screen. If there are multiple screens in the studio, live telecast is going on in the studio, one actor is, person is lifting the hand. In the television screen, same action will happen. Correct? All the television screens, same action will happen. No independence. Similarly, yogi, when he expands, all the forms will be doing the same action. These are the children, they call for Independence Day or Republic Day march, the drill. Everybody will do like this, like this, like this, like this. The drill master will keep telling, yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, something will keep telling. They all lift their hands, correct? Identically, looks very nice. So, like that, the yogi cannot independently do different things in different forms. Not possible. Krishna, when he expands, his forms need not look identical. His forms can look all different. And each form can act independently. So the cowherd boys are playing with Krishna. The calves are there grazing on the field, in the forest, and they are all independently doing their own thing. Not all are same action, no. So then Brahma realized, oh, this is not the power of a yogi that this cowherd boy is displaying. He is actually my master, Yogeshwara Krishna. He is Yogeshwara Krishna. So he is able to display this power which is not possible for any yogi. It's not possible even for me. So he is Krishna, he is God. So Brahma could understand that here is God after testing using his own mystic. So that's the nature of Krishna's form. He can expand and each form can be different and each form can act independently and all forms are actually Krishna only. Now, to prove to Brahma that these are forms of Krishna's own forms. What happened? After some time, when Brahma was watching, Krishna turned into four-handed Narayana form. All the cowherd boys and calves became four-handed Narayana form. And that is when Brahma got the confirmation, oh, Krishna has expanded. While I am hiding the cowherd boys and calves in my place, Krishna has expanded. So, from this we can understand Krishna's form. What is Krishna's form? Some idea we can get. Even when Krishna showed universal form to Arjuna, Bhagavad Gita, there is a description. You should read that description. The whole universe, entire universe, is actually one of the forms of Krishna. It's one of the forms of Krishna, the whole universe itself. So that form, Arjuna could see sitting in one place, because the universe is so big. How can you see the whole universe sitting in one place? Sitting on the chariot, Arjuna was able to see the universal form of Krishna. So for that, Krishna had given special vision, and Krishna helped Arjuna to see that form. And Arjuna could see that universal form. Then Krishna showed Arjuna that universal form transformed into four-handed form, Narayana form. Then again that four-handed form transformed into Krishna's own form, two-handed form, Shyamasundara. So all these forms Arjuna was able to see because Krishna has unlimited forms and he is the same person. And all these forms are Krishna's forms only. All these forms are Krishna's forms only. Now when somebody sees the form of Krishna, generally a person who sees the form of Krishna thinks that this form is an ordinary form. Just like when Krishna was present 5,000 years ago. Like Brahma thought he is an ordinary cowherd boy. Not only Brahma, practically everybody used to think that form of Krishna as an ordinary form. Very few people knew that this form of Krishna is actually the form of God, or Krishna is God. Very few people knew that. Most people did not know. So, even if you see Krishna's form, even if you see God's form, you will see the way you are seeing here, the deity of Krishna and Balaram. Deity of Krishna and Balaram, what do people think? Statue made of metal. They think it's a statue made of metal and devotees are decorated. The statue. But this is not a statue. It's actually Sakshat Bhagavan, Krishna. Now how can we understand, how can we realize this form actually is not a statue? The same way how Brahma can realize the form of Vishnu or Krishna is not an ordinary form. How Brahma can realize? When Krishna gives the realization out of Krishna's own mercy. When Vishnu or Krishna, out of their mercy, they reveal to Brahma, they reveal to a devotee, they give the realization about the transcendental nature of it. Then only it is possible, otherwise not possible. So if you also want to see Krishna, or you want to realize this form as spiritual form, you should actually become a devotee. You should practice bhakti. And that bhakti should be such that you should please Krishna by your devotion. there is a certain amount of personal relationship involved in this. Personal relationship. Just like in ordinary dealings also, we try to please a person. Especially mother tries to please the child, or husband tries to please the wife. Right? It is more than just simply some activity or some relationship. It is more than that. So what is that special thing about trying to please another person? It's love. That is what we call love. So if there is love, a loving relationship in which one is trying to please the other, then there is possibility that the other person will reciprocate. And in that reciprocation, there is no consideration of who is greater, who is smaller, who is demanding what. There is no such consideration. There is no calculation being done. Just like the mother loves the child, the mother will do anything for the child. The child will pass stool and urine. The mother will not think, why I should clean? Stupid child. There is no business. Whole day only eating, sleeping, passing urine, passing stool. That's all. What does the child do whole day? Especially a small child. What does he do? Only do this business. Mother keeps on. Never counts how many times I have done, how long I have to do this. Mother never thinks. So, like that, Prabhupada explains, when a devotee develops love for Krishna in a loving relationship, devotee is prepared to do anything for Krishna in order to please Krishna. And Krishna reciprocally is ready to do anything for a devotee to please the devotee. That is Krishna. So, if you want actually to realize Krishna's transcendental form, or his qualities, or his color, or his activities, anything about Krishna, about Vishnu, about the transcendental personality of Godhead, then you have to establish a relationship that's called bhakti, and in that relationship you should try to please him. Now Brahma has pleased Vishnu by performing tapasya. He has pleased Vishnu by performing tapasya. That direction for doing tapasya was given by Vishnu himself. The beginning, Brahma did not know who he is, where has he come from, what is the purpose of his existence. He didn't know anything. So, he was directed by Vishnu to perform this tapasya. And he did that tapasya. Very, very, very long time. Very severe austerity. And then when Vishnu was pleased, then Vishnu gave him the realization. And Brahma became realized. So that knowledge which Brahma got by realization, by the mercy of Vishnu, after Brahma performed tapasya, then Brahma actually got the power, the knowledge, the skill, jnāna, bala, kriya, everything to create this whole universe. And Brahma also, after creating, he handed down that knowledge, that is called parampara system, of receiving this transcendental knowledge, especially this knowledge about the personality of God, especially this knowledge. Also the other knowledge, all other knowledge, but especially this transcendental. And for receiving this knowledge about the personality of Godhead, there is no other way other than receiving this knowledge in parampara system. And after receiving this knowledge, to realize this knowledge, you have to follow the same technique or process in Brahma. What did Brahma do? He tried to please Vishnu by following Vishnu's directions, instructions. So similarly, we should first receive this knowledge, and that's what all of you are doing now, listening and hearing Bhagavatam. So you receive the knowledge. This is parampara. Shukadeva Goswami is describing, he heard from Vyasa. Vyasa is describing, he heard from Narada. Narada is describing, he heard from Brahma. Brahma is describing, he heard from... No, he didn't hear from Vishnu. He got the direct realization. So mechanically he heard from Vishnu. Where is hearing? He directly got the realization. What does the verse say? All of me, namely my form, my existence, my color, my qualities, my activities, that all be awakened into a factual realization of this verse. So Brahma got direct realization. Brahma did not first hear, then I have to sit and do tapasya, then after that, after tapasya, Vishnu will be pleased, then Vishnu will give me realization. No. Before tapasya, Brahma did not know anything. There was nobody to explain to him. There is transcendental form. It is different from material form. Now you are all hearing. Like that, Brahma never got a chance to hear like that. Directly, Vishnu gave him realization. So hearing and realization simultaneously happen. Vishnu is speaking. Brahma is hearing. Okay? But realization is simultaneous with the hearing. Here is one secret. You may get this knowledge by hearing or by studying and then follow a process of bhakti, and then after many years, like Brahma, you can get realization when Vishnu is pleasing or Krishna is pleasing. There is another secret that simultaneously with hearing, you can also get realization without following the process of tapasya and brahmana. Provided your hearing is with bhakti. Śrīmvatam svakatha Krishna punya shravana kirtana hridyantasto hi abhadrani idamoti sudhasata. If your hearing is with faith, is with devotion, is with bhakti, devotional hearing, then the realization will come along with the hearing itself. Separately, you don't have to do it. So the Bhagavata process is particularly this process of realization simply by hearing. But there is a technique of hearing. This hearing is not like ordinary hearing. Ordinary hearing is what? When you hear some information is there, that information you receive, and then you try to conceive that in your mind or think about it or conceptualize it, understand it, and then you try to put it into practice. You follow some process, some instruction. You may have doubts, you may have difficulties, you may have obstacles, and then you have to do so many things, isn't it? But that is not the process that Bhagavatam is actually teaching. Parikshit Maharaj, what did he do? Simply he sat and heard Shukadeva Goswami and he realized. Shukadeva Goswami, what did he do? Simply he sat and heard from Vyasadeva and he realized. Suta Goswami, what did he do? He simply sat and heard from Shukadeva Goswami, he realized. So Bhagavata process is different. Bhagavata process is different because in this way, very quickly you can actually realize God. Very very, very quickly. Shukadeva Goswami says, one moment is enough. One moment is enough. If you follow this process of Bhagavata process, it's called Bhagavata Dharma. Prahlad Maharaj describes this in the 7th canto. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Satyam, Atmanam. This is called Bhagavata Dharma. This Bhagavata Dharma is either you hear with devotion or you sing or describe Krishna with devotion. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, or you remember Krishna with devotion. Or you worship Krishna with devotion. Any of these 9 processes, with bhakti if you do, you realize God. And the examples are given in the scriptures. Parikshit, simply by hearing with devotion, he realized God, Krishna. Shukadeva Goswami, simply by speaking, it is said, he realized God. Actually, Shukadeva Goswami realized even before. But still, he attained perfection by speaking the Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. Who is famous for having realized Krishna by remembering? Prahlad Maharaj, simply by remembering, he realized God. Remembering God. Then, serving the lotus feet. Lakshmi. Lakshmi is always engaged in serving the lotus feet of the Supreme God. But her realization of God came about by the same method, same process. Simply by serving the lotus feet of the Lord with devotion. Then, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Vandanam. Vandana means offering prayers. Who realized God by offering prayers? Akrura simply offered prayers to Krishna and he realized Krishna. Dasyam. Hanuman, simply by acting as the Lord's servant. Lord Ramacendra's servant. There are so many masters who have servants. But that type of servant is not going to help. Because they are not rendering service with devotion. In this world, so many masters and so many servants. Some of them will say, oh, very faithful servant. But still, it is not having devotion. So with devotion, how to serve as a servant of the Lord, or of Krishna, the Supreme Lord, that you have to learn from Hanuman. How to hear, you have to learn from Parikshit. How to serve the lotus feet, you have to learn from Lakshmi. So like this, Bhagavatam process especially is stressed in the Bhagavatam. You should hear with devotion. Of all the things, hearing is the easiest. Other things are not so easy. Remembering, serving the lotus feet, acting as a servant of the Lord like Hanuman did, not easy. Hearing is the easiest. It doesn't require any qualification. The special thing about hearing is, it doesn't require any qualification. Will I agree? Anything else requires qualification, no? You have to speak, or you have to serve the lotus feet, or you have to remember. It requires qualification. Whereas hearing is the only thing among the 9 processes which does not require any qualification. but there is a quality to the hearing, the technique of hearing. And for that Bhagavatam says, even the technique of hearing you develop by hearing only. Simply sit and hear, that's all. In the early days, Prabhupada, when he was traveling, he forgot to put in the bed. Okay, tomorrow please. I'll come close with this example. Prabhupada was traveling with some disciples and it was Janmashtami. Early days, they were not observing the festival because temple had not yet been started. So Prabhupada told the disciples, some few devotees, you simply hear, I will recite the 10th canto of the Bhagavatam, which describes especially the birth of Krishna. Because today is the Janmashtami, birthday of Krishna, appearance anniversary. So we were all hearing. We can't understand anything. Prabhupada is reading in Sanskrit. Prabhupada said, whether you understand or don't understand, simply by hearing, you will get full spiritual benefit. You get full spiritual benefit. So, hearing doesn't require any qualification. You simply have to lend your ear. That's all. And whether you understand or don't understand, the spiritual benefit is there. And in the beginning, maybe you don't understand. But as you go on hearing, everything will be understood. Everything will be revealed. Everything will be realized. It's just a question of time. Keep hearing. But there is a warning given in the Bhagavatam. When you hear, don't speculate. Don't try to conceive within your material mind what is being described. Just like if it is described, Krishna is black complexion, dark complexion. Immediately, material world conception of dark is not beautiful. Material world, somebody is dark complexion, we say generally not beautiful. But spiritual conception of beauty is different. It is not dependent on the color of the skin or the complexion of the body. As Prabhupada says here, some of the forms are blackish, some are whitish, some are reddish, some are yellowish. All of them are beautiful. All of them are supremely beautiful. So that is spiritual complexion. It has no relationship to beauty. Materially, certain complexion is say beautiful, certain complexion is say not beautiful. Spiritually, there is no such thing as not beautiful. All spiritual forms are beautiful. All spiritual forms are beautiful, though they are of different complexions. So, you should not speculate about the spiritual subject matter or what is being described. You simply hear as it is. And try to receive this knowledge or hear without trying to conceive, without trying to speculate, without trying to guess, without trying to think what it could be like. Let me imagine, don't imagine. Don't speculate. Don't theorize. Don't compare with anything material. No, the moment you hear something, you compare materially what it could be already in experience. So this sort of hearing will actually help you realize. So stop. Srimad Bhagavatam.